Okay guys, here we are again, the CNC woodworkers. We are busily, well I'm not busy, my X-Carve is busy, carving a design for me. What it is, this is a design of the 10 Commandments that I came up with. I'm going to pan around here and show you the computer screen. As you can see, on the left is the design area, and everything seems to have fit into that design area. The problem is when I told it to run a toolpath, you can see on the toolpath side it has extended completely off of my design. Now this is a 26-inch wide by 17-inch high piece of wood that I'm working on. Even though the toolpath shows it going off, I went ahead and pan back over here for you. I went ahead and started this carving because I wanted to see exactly what would happen if my toolpath was actually showing me a correct representation of what the carving. And I got a feeling that it is. I would have thought that it would have carved left to right when it started the carving with one and going across the first verse and coming back and carving the second verse, kind of like I typed it, but it's carving north to south in the y-axis. It started out carving the 1, came down and carved the 10, went back up and carved the 4, and then bounced around up and down in the y-axis till it carved all the numbers. Now it started carving the text, and it's doing the same thing. It started up on the top on the first line, and it has bounced around up and down, carving each letter in succession in the y-axis before it moves over and carves the next letter in the y-axis. And it's carving not across in the x-axis, but up and down in the y-axis, which that's okay too. And it's taken a long time. This has been running about an hour to an hour and a half right now, and I've got 1 through 10 in the first 2 letters of each line carved. So we're going to let it run. This is an experiment. We're going to let it run to see if it does in fact run off the board as the toolpath shows, and I do believe that's what's going to happen, but we will find out. I will be standing by very closely when it finally gets over that far in the x-axis to turn the machine off, if that is the case. So I thought I'd just film this for you, show you what's going on. And oh, by the way, I didn't have the smallest bit in the easel. The design said that bit was too large, 1/32 inch bit. I couldn't understand why that was too large, but anyhow, I don't have that bit because I broke it. I've got a replacement coming, but what I'm carving with is a 30-degree V bit that I have, and I've got it set to carve to a depth of 1/8 inch, so that's what it's doing. So I thought I'd just shoot this little video. I'm going to go ahead and pause it for now and pick it back up when it gets over here on the x-axis towards the end of the board and starts running off, and see what happens. I'll film that for you, so we'll be back with you shortly. Folks, it's now a little past 8:30. This thing's been running for approximately 5 hours, and this is what I've got done. I only come on to film this little bit to show you. It says it's 32% done. So if that's the case, we're looking at what, 15-hour run here. I don't think it's going to finish until the night's over. I'm going to let it run till about 10 o'clock, 10:30, see what I've got, and then shut it down at that time. But boy, I never thought it would take this long, but then again, I don't know what I'm doing. This is all a learning process. It's all an experiment. So it's carving well. The V bit, I've noticed, of course it is a V bit. The letters at the top are wider than they are at the bottom, but that gives it a kind of a unique look to the lettering. But still in all, boy, it's taken a long time. But that's where we're at. According to Eagle, I'm 32% done. I started sometime between 3:30 and 4. So if I say 3:30, it's 8:30. We're looking at 5 hours. And that's what I've got done. So we'll be back with you again shortly. Okay guys, we've stopped the carving 6.5 hours, a little over 6.5 hours into the carving. I mistakenly tried to respond to Zach Kaplan on my PC, an email he'd sent me questioning something, and as soon as I did that, it caused the program to shut down and stop where it was. So that's well and good. I was going to stop in about a half hour anyway. Where it is, what you're seeing, that's about 37%, a little over 9 inches wide. And I got a 26-inch wide board, so if you extrapolate that out, that would run 28 and a half inches, maybe even 29 inches across the board, which would extend it 3 inches to the right side of my board, which wouldn't have worked anyway, which is basically what the tool path is shown. Even though when I did the design on the left hand side, everything was within the confines of the material that I had set up, 17 inches in the X and 26 inches in the Y. And even when it came up on the on the right hand side of the screen and actually showed where it simulates the carving, it showed to all be within the confines of the material size until I ran a tool path. And then when I ran a tool path, that's when it came up about 3 inches off to the right hand side of the material size, which wouldn't have, that wouldn't have worked anyway. But again, no harm done. This is a test carving. I've learned one thing. I don't need to carve an 1/8 inch deep. I think a 1/16 or even a 32nd inch depth would have been sufficient for what I'm trying to do, and would have certainly cut my time down from 16, 17 hours to 7 or 8 hours. So anyhow, that's it for now. I've replied to Zach. He's asked a question. Again, Mr. Kaplan is constantly in contact with me. I know I can't be the only guy that he has that is having problems or is writing to Inventables for answers. So kudos to Mr. Kaplan. He's right there, Johnny on the spot. The boy must work 20 hours a day, because here it is 10:15 at night, and I just got an email from him not too long ago. So thank you, sir. But that's it. I'm going to short. I'm going to stop. I'm so tired I can't even talk, can't even think. So what's new? I'm going to stop this video. I will post it. Those of you that want to watch it may, and those of you that don't can delete it. But that's where we are now. Actually, it's looking pretty good, to tell you the truth, if it had continued on and hadn't ran off the board. But again, we're learning. It's an experiment, and eventually we'll get something figured out here to where we can actually produce something. So for now, this is a CNC woodworker, and you guys have a real nice day, and we'll talk to you again soon.